Parental advisory. It means I say shit. Hey folks, James, Wisemantimes, how's it going? As you can see here, I'm in my colors. It's Olympic time. Oh yes, Sochi, 2014 in Russia. Mainly wanted to spend this video talking about why I choose to support the Olympics. Well, not the Olympics per se, but I'll get into that. A lot of people over the last few years have been really criticizing the Olympics over how corporate it has gotten, how commercial it has gotten, how the almighty dollar has taken over. That hasn't been more apparent than in these Olympics in Sochi, with them spending $51 billion. 51 billion, not million. $51 billion spent on these Olympics, the most expensive in history. Olympic Village that they built was very nice. They had all the stadiums in one small area. Everything's within an hour of the flame and all that. They did a really good job in setting it up and everything. But $51 billion, billion dollars, as Carl Sagan would say. It would take you 7 years to count to 1,000,000 if you counted one number for every second. A billion would take you 32 years. So $51 billion. Now, when you're watching the coverage, of course, NBC wanted, NBC, they aired the opening ceremonies at prime time. They didn't air them live because they wanted to cash in on ad revenue and have the most amount of people watching and yada yada yada. I believe it's the first time in history that the opening ceremonies haven't been shown live in the States, and that's all because of corporate interests. So people are pretty dead on when it comes to criticizing the Olympics for the corporatism. Why do I watch the Olympics? Why do I support the Olympics? Well, I spent about 20 years of sport. Hockey, baseball, soccer, football, rugby, basketball, volleyball, all the intramural sports and everything like that. So I'm coming from a athletics point of view. It's the same reason why I watch the Tour de France. I have bad knees. I can't ride a bicycle that well. I have a tendency of crashing them. So I have a very high appreciation for the people who are able to run the Tour de France, because what they do is something that I simply cannot do no matter how hard I try. It's something I just simply can't do. So I have an appreciation for that. And then the same thing goes for the Olympics. I come at it from an athletics point of view. I support the players, the athletes, the coaches, the volunteers. The whole purpose of the Olympics is to have amateur sport come together, the people who are the best at what they do, and compete. Put all our other differences aside. Put all the wars and racism and bigotry and ignorance. Put it all aside just for a couple weeks and have everybody come together for one main purpose, for the enjoyment of playing their sport to the best of their ability at the highest of competition. There should be no other reason why people watch the Olympics. It brings people together. It makes a sense of camaraderie with people who you would never even think of. I mean, last time when Canada won the gold medal in hockey at the Winter Olympics in Vancouver, I was in Toronto at the time, and they had to close Yonge Street, the longest street in the world. They had to close it because there's so many people out celebrating. But every other day of the year, people are rude to each other if you even say hi. In the same fucking city, but yet there's people from all faiths and all backgrounds and all cultures out together celebrating a common victory. Something they all can get together for. That to me is worth celebrating. Whether it's your country or somebody else's, you have to appreciate that. And that's why I support the Olympics, because right now, it's all we have that brings us together. And without it, we would just spend every year, day in and day out, just fighting with each other. But for 2 weeks, every couple of years, we get to put it all aside, hold hands and cheer, and enjoy each other's companies while we support our country and team. So support the Olympics or not, it's your decision. But I think I gave you a pretty valid reason why you should. Put all the other bullshit aside. Something I'm not very good at doing. For those of you who know me, when it comes to world issues and stuff like that, I have a difficult time putting things down, letting it go. But when it comes to the Olympics, I can put it all aside and just enjoy it for a couple weeks. And then go back to the bullshit afterwards. So there you have it. Go Team Canada! Whoop! Going for gold, baby. Going for gold. Day one already got three medals. Gold, silver, and bronze, baby. Second place above the United States. Yo! We're gonna get it. And hockey's gonna bring it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go Canada. This is James Wiseman. Wisemantimes. And remember everybody, stay strong, stay wise. And for God's sake, support your country and colors.